If you've spent time in personal growth, if you've gotten into Neville Goddard, you've probably heard this idea. Be unbothered. Live as if the wish is already fulfilled. And it's a powerful concept until life shows up. Until you look at your bank account and the fear hits. Until you get on social media and you suddenly feel like you're behind. That's the gap nobody closes for you. And so in this episode, that's exactly what we're doing. Not just why being unbothered is the key to manifesting any reality that you want, but how to actually make it your natural state so that no matter what shows up, you stand unshaken amidst a shifting reality. I sent a friend of mine this great video last week. It was an AI-generated Neville Goddard video, and it was about being unbothered. And my friend texted me back right away, and he said, man, that was one of the best videos that I've ever listened to. But how the hell do you stay unbothered? Like, it sounds so good when you say it fast, but how do you actually do it? And so let's start by getting clear on what it means to be unbothered and why it's important. And then we'll break down how to actually do it. So when you are unbothered, you are what I would describe as unimpressed by your present reality and the problems that are in front of you. And by unimpressed, I mean they make no impression on you. You don't absorb them. You don't pay attention to them. You ignore them. And maybe it's that you've got mountains of credit card debt, or the doctor's giving you a diagnosis that isn't very good, or you hate your job and you've got a pain in the ass boss. Being unbothered means that you pay these things no attention. Now, you say, but David, how am I supposed to not pay these things any attention? These are problems in my life. I don't want problems. Don't I need to find a way to overcome these challenges? And the paradoxical answer to this question is no. You don't need to figure out your problems. In fact, they will figure themselves out when you choose to be unbothered and when you stop paying attention to them. See, one of the greatest currencies you have is attention. But you keep paying it to your problems. And so your problems stick around. So I want to break this down. Here's why, and I've talked about this in other episodes, you do not need to pay attention to your problems. Number one, your present reality, which has all kinds of things in it. Things you like, things you don't like. The things you don't like we would call problems. Your present reality is what another great teacher, Abraham, calls old news. Your present reality is an afterthought. It's an echo of thoughts that you've already had, things that you've already paid your attention to. And so whatever problems you're experiencing right now, as real as they may seem or they may feel, because as human beings, we're feelers, we're sensory beings. So as real as they may seem right now, your current problems are actually on their way out. Problems come to pass. They do not come to stay. But you can keep them in your present reality by holding on to them, by paying your attention to them, by trying to tackle or solve or overcome them. And so if you pay attention to your problems, they will not echo out of your reality, but instead they will dig deeper roots and hang on and stick around, not because problems persist, but because you continue to feed them with your attention. I mean, just think about it. If someone was going to continue to pay you something that you wanted, wouldn't you stick around? So that's the first reason that you should not be bothered by your current challenges. You being bothered by them is actually what keeps them alive. Number two, when you are unbothered by your problems, the marketing campaign that didn't work, the employees that aren't doing their job, the ex who keeps harassing you, when you ignore those things just for a little while, your nervous system rests. So your nervous system relaxes when you stop paying attention to your problems. And your nervous system is the portal to creating miracles in your life. Because a full, vibrant nervous system, a rich and energized nervous system, a nervous system that has recharged in a parasympathetic state, is now resonating at a higher vibration. And that higher vibrational nervous system begins to attract thoughts and ideas that ultimately solve your problem. That higher vibrational nervous system, right, that greater electromagnetic frequency, attracts people. It attracts circumstances. It attracts situations that will naturally solve the challenge that you're having. Right? The ex will stop calling. They'll get another boyfriend or girlfriend. Right? The employees will start doing a better job. Or the wrong ones will leave and the right ones will come in. And so life begins to reorganize around your relaxed nervous system, which you have achieved as a byproduct of ignoring your current reality. right? Of choosing to be unbothered. The third reason why being unbothered is essential if you want to change your realities. When you choose to be unbothered and you no longer are feeding or paying your problems with attention, you start paying your attention elsewhere. And attention is the creative force of the universe. And so you start redirecting your attention to other things because your attention is going to go somewhere, right? But you start paying attention to things you enjoy, to things that you're grateful for. You start noticing how beautiful life is. You start noticing how abundant and prosperous the universe is. You start paying attention to all the wonderful people and experiences and support that you have in your life. So you start participating in a different economy of attention, and that economy starts to reward you. It's important to understand that your brain is a goal-achieving machine. Whatever you pay attention to, your brain will seek out more of. And your brain is the greatest technology in the history of the universe. And it is like a heat-seeking missile. It will find and create more of whatever you place your attention on, right? Whatever you pay attention to. And so when you stop paying attention to things that bother you, you naturally start paying attention to things that you love. And as you do that, you create more of what you love. It is a really simple formula, right? To have a bank account that you want, love the bank account that you have. To have a relationship that you want, love the relationship you have. To gain the health that you desire, love the health that you have. Now you may say, hey Dave, but that's a hard thing for me to do. And I would say, okay, then just start paying attention to things that you love. Forget about trying to love your bank account or love your relationship or love your body. If that's hard right now, just stop paying attention to the things that you dislike and start paying attention to the things that you like. Hey, real quick, it's David interrupting myself. We are opening up a few spots on our calendar for coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, and service providers who are serious about growing their business this year and interested in working directly with me and my team. So our programs are by application only. We're extremely selective about who we work with, but if you want me, my coaches, and our team of experts who are actively in the trenches building our business every day to become your strategic advisors as you're growing and scaling, click the link in the show notes or go to davidbusinessplan.com to apply and schedule a call. So we'll explore if working together is a fit and help you create a plan for more predictability, more cash flow, and more impact this year using the same proven frameworks behind over 1,000 plus client success stories and over $50 million in revenue in our own business. So spots are limited. Check out the link, schedule your call, and now back to the episode. All of this leads us to the question that my friend asked me, but how? How do I remain unbothered in the face of a reality that is in defiance of my desires, right? That is denying me of what I want. How can I look at the stack of bills on my kitchen counter and the lack of money in my bank account and stay unbothered? How can I stand in the face of my husband or my wife or my partner who argues with me, who doesn't understand me, who's been doing this for years or decades, and be unbothered by it? And the answer is simple and really straightforward. Act as if the outcome that you want has already occurred. In other words, right now, in the face of what you're perceiving as a problem, be the person you would be if the problem were removed. Think, feel, and do just as you would if you didn't have the problem in the first place. And the problem must remove itself from the equation. I want you to think about this for a minute. If you think and feel and act like a rich person, given enough time, aren't you 100% guaranteed to see your financial insecurity dissolve? If you stop arguing back with your partner, but instead started to think and feel and act as if you were in the most wonderful relationship with your partner, wouldn't your relationship have to get better? Or wouldn't your partner have no choice but to leave and open up the space for someone who matches your new vibration to come in? Like, one of Neville's core ideas is to live as if the wish were fulfilled, as if everything that you desire were already on the way. And in that, you have this certainty, you have this faith, you have this courage and this unshakability, and you allow your current reality to change. Act as if everything that you desire were already on the way. By knowing what you now know, right, that your problems are old news, and that by ignoring them, you allow them to pass, and for the solution to emerge, you can choose to be still. Because now you know how it works. You can choose to be still. You can choose to be non-reactive. And make no mistake, stillness is not passive. It is one of the greatest forms of self-control. It is a practicing of the greatest principles of creation that have ever existed, and that is the principle of non-resistance. It is the ability to not be reactive to your problems, but to be responsive in the form of non-reaction, right? To be unbothered is the greatest form of response ability. This is how you stop being a casualty of circumstance and you become a creator of change. You're not trying to escape your reality. You're just learning to stand inside it. Unshaken is the one who is creating it. And I want to invite you to notice today when you become triggered, because this is all about noticing and practicing. Notice when you become triggered, when you become bothered, and to begin the simple practice of acknowledging the problem while acknowledging that it is old news. You can literally say to yourself, this is old news. I know that this is passing. I don't need to react to this. My stillness is my power, and I choose to be unbothered. Now, does that mean that the problem is going to pass immediately? No. Being unbothered is a practice. Just like mastering a golf or a tennis swing, it requires swing after swing after swing. That's how you get really good at it. But the practice of being unbothered is the greatest practice that you can choose to master. And after a short while, you will become much better at it. And as you do, your reality has no choice but to change. Right? Your problems have no choice but to dissolve. And your desires have no option but to manifest. So I hope you love this episode as much as I love sharing it with you. It's all about the practice. And what I encourage you to do is notice something today and come back to this video. Let me know how it went. If you're anything like me, you're probably not going to be very good at it at first, because anything that we start doing in the very beginning, we pretty much suck at. But if you're willing to stick with the suck long enough, you'll suck a little bit less, and then eventually you'll be a little bit good at being unbothered. And as you continue to stick with that practice, over time, you can master it. So again, if you love this episode, I invite you to go deeper. And the first step is totally free. You can head over to davidbear.com, drop your email. You'll get immediate access to my Mind Hack ebook and a free training series. It is the foundation of everything that I teach, how your mind actually works, why you've been stuck, and the exact framework to start changing it today. That's the starting point. And if you're ready to go further, if you want the full system, the tools, the step-by-step methodology to actually rewire your beliefs and start creating from a completely different identity, you can check out the Mind Hack program and my Whole Human Framework programs. Both are bundled today with a special offer. The link is in the description. Thousands of entrepreneurs have gone through this work, and it has changed everything: their business, their relationships, their sense of who they are. And if you're the kind of person who knows that transformation happens fastest in a room surrounded by people who are doing the real work together, come join us at the Powerful Living Experience Live. It's my annual event. It is the most important event that you will attend this year, not because of what you will learn, but because of who you will become in that room. Again, all the links are in the show notes for this episode. And if this episode gave you something, pay it forward. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. This is not a do-it-yourself journey. It never was. We're meant to do it together, and I'm grateful to be here with you. I love you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.